Hi, welcome to The Spread, JLN's take on the week's notable news from the options world. I'm Spencer, doing the heavy lifting so you don't have to. My bump, my lovely exchange-traded options speed bump. I swore off the Black Eyed Peas and Fergie long ago, so I should have known that was going to sound awful. The announcement of a speed bump for fixed income options from Eurex in the middle of many announcements by the exchange during its 20th anniversary celebrations doesn't seem to have gotten much media traction, but it sure made me do a double take. The idea of a speed bump applied to an options product has been discussed at numerous conferences, with the consensus almost always being, no surprise, no consensus. The upside of this, regardless of your perspective, is that sandboxes, hypothetical studies, regulatory trials, these can only go so far. At some point, the experiment has to get applied to a live market. So we will, or Eurex will at least, get some data out of this to actually look at how a speed bump in derivatives products affects trading dynamics. It'll be implemented in December and applied to more products in 2019. Oh, and of course, this isn't actually a speed bump. It's latency protection. No, not latex. Well, never mind. Another story outside of our usual realm of equity options concerns LedgerX. Reports indicate the cryptocurrency exchange is looking at options on Ether, pending regulatory approval, so the legitimate cryptocurrency exchange space looks like it's about to get a ton more derivatives choices, as it was reported that SIBO has been readying market makers for a potential Ether futures launch. Also outside of our usual equity options bailiwick, some binary news. There were a slew of U.S. enforcement actions concerning the off-malign trading instrument, but the one that caught my attention pertained to a guy who traded E-minis around the close at CME in order to benefit binary options positions he had on at Nadex. Like, what? I don't even know if it's just weird or if it's clever. Well, he got caught, so it isn't clever. But it'll be fun to see what other wonky cross-market enforcement actions come down the pipeline from on high, as regulators have thrown a spotlight on the practice this year. Now, rounding out this week, a bunch of China news. The most populous nation's markets are opening up. There were the big index news that FTSE was adding China's A shares to its emerging market index, and that MSCI was increasing the weighting of Chinese A shares in its EM index. On top of that, it was announced that Dalian Commodity Exchange was working on launching iron ore options, a product that would directly compete with SGX. China also just witnessed the wildly successful debut of copper options in direct competition with CME and LME. On top of that, the London Shanghai Stock Connect, in the works since 2015, is set to launch this December. Inch by inch, step by step. Till next week.